Welcome back, everybody. And before we begin, I just looking at Coach Father, I just feel like I must ask you a question. I must ask you a question. You see this guy? You got a little dirt on his face now. Must, the quarantine. All right, let's just get on with it. 5A. This must be an old form. It says Mrs. Buchanan's in charge. She's certainly in charge, but I guess they have another teacher. But whoever you are, I'm sure you're doing a great job, whoever the teacher is. We get started with Emily McCormick, and again, going from the Sopranos theme song to Emily McCormick just doesn't, just total opposites of that. But Emily is just very much involved in the ACTS program, just a very sweet person, hardworking. Again, I think about walking, in the cafeteria, and you have a nice group of friends, and always including the conversation. Always was just very nice and respectful, asking how I'm doing, and I really appreciate those moments, and I think you're going to do great things in college and stuff like that. So your theater gifts and just also your friendly personality, we expect great things from you. So Emily, keep it up. I'm proud of you. Okay, next up we have Haley Mcgonagall, and Haley is one of our proud members of the executive board this year, and Haley's very, very smart. Haley's, just stays on top of her work and keeps really just doing great, just does great things. If you ask her to do something, she gets it done, follows through. She took all the minutes of the meetings of the student council, even though I'm sure we were all over the place. Haley tried to, get us on point at times. And again, just a person that just follows through with things. And it's always good to know somebody that gets the job done, whether it's in academics, whether it's in, in the clubs, with student council. You were so dedicated to that, and really appreciate your hard work and dedication. I know you're going to do great things, and share those gifts in the next level. So God bless you, Haley. All right, next up we got Laura that's McGonagall, Laura McGonagall. Again, another St. Pius person down the street, and another sweet person from down the street, and just very, again, big on the ACTS program, wholehearted in that, dedicated. Just like, if I forgot to mention, all three of you guys actually really much involved in the ACTS program. So it's funny how you guys are all together, but again, I know how much that's meant to you, and the work you've done over the years with all the shows. And I know the spring show might not have taken place, but still the work that you guys built in the ACTS, and what it is now compared to what it started, just incredible. So all three of you are huge with that, but I just commend Laura for her, just her love and dedication for music and singing and the chorus. And again, all of you in the ACTS, it's going to continue to go strong because you guys built that foundation. So thankful to Laura and all of you. All right, next up, we have Sean Meals. And Sean, again, great family. Just heard about you're going to be joining the Merchant Marines. That's really cool. So, I guess you're going to find treasure. I don't know what, that sounds like a really cool thing. I'm sure it's hard to get into it. He is
You're watching too much of the Outer Banks.
Yeah, too much Outer Banks. Yeah, so definitely a pogue over here. We're the pogues. But anyway, Sean, I just, again, great family, hardworking. I know you went to Kentucky with us, for the service trip. And again, I think you're going to do a great job. I know you're just a giving person. You're a volunteer firefighter. I'm sure you're got some great stories, and just always of service to others. And always just want to help others. Just easygoing, laid back. Just got a great group of friends as well. And proud of you. If you're going to continue your service, service to the country. And, for God and country is our motto, and I think you've lived that out well in your years at Carroll, and I know you're going to make us proud. So thanks, Sean, and many prayers for you as you go on to the Merchant Marines.
Okay, next up we have Gianna Male, a proud member of our 7th period class. Well, at least I hope you are a proud member of that class. One of the things that, I'll always, remember from that class, first and foremost, a terrific student, very diligent. I don't think anything was ever left undone. And if it was, you always made sure that it was done or there was, an explanation. But, very dedicated student, not only this year, but, throughout all your years here at Carroll. My lasting image is your friendship with Emma, as you guys were literally turned and talking to each other almost every class, never interrupting during class, but I could always, it was very clear that you guys, were good friends. But, even though you may be slightly on the quieter side, I could always tell that you were engaged and you cared a lot about the class. And I'm very thankful for that. You've been a great contributor to our ministry program. I know you've helped countless times with Father Spez in any ministry, whether it be Mass or so on. And that contribution will be missed going forward. So to Gianna Male, thank you and congratulations, and we look forward to your success as you move forward. Next up, we have Dylan, or Dylon as I called him, Mendoza. The one thing Dylan didn't know is the whole year I really had to bite my lip to say, or to not say, oh, you're hitting below the Mendoza line, which is an old baseball adage, which means if a player is hitting below 200. So you don't know that I was trying so hard not to say that all year, just to spare your feelings. But in the process of that, I know I accidentally kept calling you Justin, multiple times. And I have no idea why I kept calling you Justin of all things. Maybe Dan, or Dylan, but no, I literally called you Justin like multiple times. And then you finally just said, kindly, Father, my name is Dylan. And it's always been a great laugh. And ever actually, since people don't know, he was on his test, when he'd write his name, he would write Dylan, not Justin Mendoza. And I always appreciate the humor, but always done out of respect. Tremendous student. I know you're one of the few that really cared also about the cooking instructions. You were always asking questions about theology, but questions about that as well. You always wanted to learn more. And you were a pleasure to have in our 7th period class. So to Dylan, not Justin Mendoza, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I know you'll be a tremendous success. Next up, we have Mr. Russell Minor Shaw. Now, so many people, know Russ as simply, a quarterback, for the team or for the school. And, that when you're a quarterback, QB1, even if you want to go the old Friday Night Lights adage, when you're a football player, that's kind of what you're known for. It's just the way that is. And that's not necessarily always a bad thing. In some ways that can be very good. But since I was his coach, and even though he was with the quarterbacks, I really enjoyed getting to know Russ, and particularly watching his growth. When I came into this school, into the program, it was junior year, and he was transitioning from being a running back, really a kind of the old adage of a fullback, to now a quarterback, which is a tremendous leap and responsibility. And I always remember how calm, cool, and collected you were. Nothing ever seemed to faze you. Learning a whole new playbook because we had a new coaching staff. You were a great, quiet leader for the team during that year. And you were really one of the main people responsible for turning this program around. And I know Archbishop Carroll cannot thank you enough for those contributions, because there's been no player since I've been here. We've had a lot of good ones that excited that stadium or our sidelines the way you did. And some of those incredible runs and throws you had, you completely changed the game around. And most importantly, you changed our program around. We would not have had our first win in season since 2007 if it had not been for you, Russ. And I know you're going to be tremendous success at King's College. I can't wait to see your future progress. So on behalf of not only the football team, the school, but also the Office of Catholic Education, I'd like to thank you for everything that you did for our school. And to Russ, I wish you all the best in the future. Next up, we have Rayvon Mobley, one of our pitchers from our baseball team, also a member of our 2nd period class. And I've really enjoyed getting to know Rayvon over these years. A tremendous pitcher, which he never got enough credit for. He really did a great job for us last year, and we were going to really, lean on him this year. And I know you were so ready for that responsibility and challenge, which was really impressive to me. But also somebody that really, you're never going to fool you. You want to know the truth, and you're not afraid to make your opinion known, whether it be in theology, whether it be in a cooking demonstration, no matter what it would be. You always want to make sure that you had your opinion known, and it was tremendous. It was a tremendous opportunity to have you in our Kairos group this year. I know that was a great experience for you, and I wish you, all success, in the future. I'm sorry we couldn't finish up on a better note, but it was a pleasure getting to coach you and also to teach you, Rayvon. And I wish you all the best in the future.
We'll certainly miss your lunch table. I'm just joking. We continue on with Paige Monastero. And Paige, again, currently my Faith in Action class. And again, I know just done great with her volleyball career, MVP, all those things, PCLs, tremendous leader and team player, on that volleyball team. And I think it goes beyond the court. Just an easy person to talk to, get along with, jokes around, just fun, and just is very lighthearted. And again, I think that's what made your team so well, because you were certainly humble and certainly a team player, watching you guys win those championships. And again, I'm not surprised. I think you're just an awesome person and really essential to your class as well. And I think you're going to continue just that personality, that joy that you bring, and that team spirit you bring to the next level. I think you're headed to Westchester, and make sure you go visit my friend Father Tom in the Newman Center and go to church at some point. So I appreciate that, Paige. But really proud of you and really proud to get to know you, especially this year in the class. You're definitely added some fun to it. So thanks, Paige, and God bless.
Next up, we have Brianna Morales from our second period theology class. And the thing I always, that sticks out to me with Brianna is, how much she cares about everybody around her, whether it be her work and best buddies. I know how much you enjoyed that, and Father Spez and all the teachers know what a great success you were at that, but also just, what leadership you show, how caring you are. And even little things like whether it's letting your little brother Angelo sit with you, at the senior lunch table. Not a lot of people would let their siblings sit with them, especially when they're a senior and they're a freshman at lunch. I wouldn't have let my brother sit with me in high school at lunch during that time, but, you wouldn't even think twice. You're very loving, towards him and towards the other students in the school, and also through best buddies. You've been a great ambassador for that program and really a great ambassador for the school. And I know you will definitely be missed next year. We need a lot more Brianna Morales in this world, and if we had them, the world would be definitely a much better place. So I thank you for all of your contributions in class, and I wish you all the best going forward.
All right, next up is we have Andres Moreno, and again, Andres is in my class, my Faith in Action class, and really, again, proud of really just stepping up this year. I know Kairos was a big part of that, and certainly you just have, the way I look at you, just great spiritual gifts. I think the way you talk and give advice to your classmates, to other leaders or students in your small group, that some of that advice is very, very good and just deep and from the heart. And I just hope that you bring that out more and not to waste that talent. You definitely have that's a gift from God, and I think your faith is important to you. So don't let that faith evaporate in college in the future. That'll be a temptation. But just again, because of the steps forward with the faith life this year and the Kairos made you a better person, a better man. So keep on with that progress, and again, don't forget about those gifts you have. I think you have God's blessed you, and you have a lot going for you with that. So keep up the good work, Andres, and good luck in the future. Our prayers. All right, next up we got Montana Morris, and again, I think of whether it was fourth or fifth period lunch. Again, Montana, just anytime that table with all of you, just honest, straightforward. I know, whatever the day was, whatever you're thinking, I know I want to hear about it. And again, I appreciate those conversations. I know you all enjoy being, called to be in line first. Get to beat the rush of all the rest of the people for lunch. But I just know you're an honest, straightforward person, and I know you work hard in class and outside of class, and that's gonna really do great things for you. So I just want to commend you for that. And even though I never had you in class, I just always we knew who Montana. We know who you are, and we know what you're thinking. So Again, I appreciate that. I never, I think of Montana as a state, but I'm always going to remember, hey, that's Montana. Montana's not just a state; it's a person. Montana Mars. God bless you.
Okay. Next up, we have Payton Moro, and it's very interesting that we're here at Sacred Heart because this is the first place I met young Payton when, as a junior, she was coming into the church at Easter. It was a great time, and what a better way to really meet somebody than when they're coming to the church. And then I got to know you in our second period theology class, which is definitely a legendary class. But you were always very in tune in that class. You're somebody who's always seeking to know greater truths, and that's really important. That's demonstrated by coming in to the faith. But somebody that's always very kind, somebody that's a friend to probably a lot of people. And I can't thank you enough, for your contributions, to our class this year. You'd always ask interesting questions, whether it's theology, cooking demonstration, no matter what it is. But I think out of anybody, you were really, keen on getting to know more things. And again, like so many people at Carroll, you're somebody that you're not going to be able to fool. You want truth, but you also do it in a very kind way. And I can tell that you care an awful lot about, the people around you. So I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I'll miss you running into fifth period, I believe it was, fifth period lunch, trying to get to the microwave where everybody else almost, I don't think I've ever seen somebody, navigate through the tables like that. We probably could have used you as a running back this year, but, little things like that we'll miss about all our students. But I know you'll be tremendously successful, Payton, in whatever you do. And thank you for coming to the church, and thank you for all your contributions to Carroll.
All right, next up we got Shane Malarkey, and that's funny, Shane. Just a couple of times, my junior class, I have your brother Aiden, and I would mistakenly call him Shane at the beginning of the year. I don't know if Aiden picked up on that, and I realized, wait a minute, there's two different Malarkeys here. And again, I know your dedication never had you in class, but your dedication to the music department and the hard work you did. With the music, with Mr. Larimer and all the people that do the work there. And God bless you. One thing we never mentioned is that big transition. You guys had to go from doing you're in the music room, and now you're in this makeshift thing. And never one of the Malarkey. I think of the Malarkeys never complain about anything. Just did their work, did the best they could, worked hard. But again, when I think of you guys. Including your brother, you just get the job done and no excuses, no complaints, and you put your heart and soul into it. So I'm sure if you did that in music, you did that in your classroom, you did that as a leader. I think you're involved in NHS as well and things like that. So I think if you keep up that attitude and just that work ethic, no complaints, just get the work done and put your heart into it, you're going to do great things. So. Blessed to have your brother Aiden, but I know Aiden looks up to you, so that's probably where he gets some of his traits from as well. So Shane, congrats and God bless you. Okay, next up we got Nicole Nagle, and I think I said that right. And again, never had the privilege to have you in class, but again, I know just in my walking around doing my hallways or room 200 or in the library, just you just say hello and a friendly smile, friendly person. Very much into your work. I know, sometimes I would go to certain tables, I would interrupt things. Some people would talk.
That doesn't sound like you.
No, not at all. Some people would be talking to their friends. You always were doing your work, and I, always kind of felt, I was like interrupting. I'm like, hey, I'm right here, but you pretty much stopped doing your work and, gave me the attention that I was looking for. And I appreciate that, Nicole. And again, you really took your academics and your classes seriously. I'm sure you're still doing that, virtually. And again, I think if you have that, that work ethic, whatever your major is and stuff like that, you're going to do a great job and you're going to have a great future. So Nicole, God bless you. And, you're going to do well. And thanks for, talking to me. God bless.
Okay, next up we have Fabiana Narda, great member of our fifth period class. I know a lacrosse player going to LaSalle.
Yeah, something like that.
LaSalle.
Fab.
LaSalle, Drexel, they're all the same.
Yeah,
Big Five.
It's Big Five. It's one of those.
I'm just kidding.
We're kidding.
But the one thing I always remember about Fabiana, or Fab as she likes to be called. I don't even know if that's what she likes to be
That's
called.
Fab.
I don't think I ever called you Fab. I think it was Fabiana every time. Or Nard Dog. That was the other
Our
one.
dog, yeah.
But somebody that's always very kind of relaxed and chill. And so chill that she was very fortunate in our 5th period class. We only had like 15 students. And she sat in a section where there was an empty seat in front of her. And as soon as she went into that seat, feet were perched up on the seat in front of her. Always had to make sure she was very relaxed. And most people I don't let get away with that, but for some reason I did, just because you were always so, you look like, if they're relaxed, just leave them alone, then they don't bother you. But there's somebody that took their studies very seriously, but always, engaging, great personality, always extremely friendly each and every day, good sense of humor, but just a great contributor to the Archbishop Carroll class, most importantly. And, we wish you all the best as you go on to LaSalle or Drexel or wherever.
I think you're right. I think it's
I
LaSalle.
know I'm right. It's just funny to say that. Join the other, because I know we have a lot of lacrosse players that went over to LaSalle. So Carroll will have a great presence there when you go on campus there next fall. So thank you, Fabiana, for all of your contributions to our school, to our class, and I wish you all the best. Okay, next up we have Owen Noonan, a gentleman who probably you're not going to find a kinder, nicer person maybe in the world. I first got to know Owen through, again, like I got to know most of these students on the field as a baseball player, a first baseman. And it's actually one of the first players when I went to coach, when we had our first workout and I was throwing batting practice too, he was one of the first ones. And I remember just, whatever little advice I would give him, he would take it to heart and really work on it. And everything he did, whether it was school, whether it was on the baseball field, he took it seriously and he did it to the best of his ability. He didn't do anything badly. Everything he wanted to do it to his best ability, which is what God asks of us, and it's what we in turn ask of each other. You've given so much to the Kairos program, the ministry program, and the school. Our ministry program can't thank you enough. The school can't thank you enough. For all of your contributions. So to Owen, sorry we couldn't finish out the year on a more positive note on the field, but I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I know you'll be a great success.
Okay. All right, next up we have Victoria Noyle. And again, when I think of Victoria, I think of just a person who has a lot of questions about the faith. And didn't matter what, I never even had you in class, but in the hallways, I'm, trying to promote people to go to lunchtime prayer service, me with the light up sign or with the megaphone. I know you all miss that. But I know that even after lunchtime prayer service or walking the hallway, there'll always be someone want to ask a question about the faith and something maybe they heard in class. And that was always Victoria Noyle. Like, hey, you have time just for a question or something like that? And sometimes I didn't know the answer to the questions. I'll be honest, Victoria. I'm not like, there's still things I'm learning and stuff like that. But you always had some deep questions about the faith. And again, I think that's awesome that you're curious about those questions and that you want to find answers to the faith. That's an awesome thing. That's how you build your faith, and not just by reading a textbook, but by trying to internalize it. So I give you a lot of credit. And I know that, again, besides that, with I think you did acts and things like that with chorus, I know you gave it your all with that as well. So just, again, that internalizing those questions, just being yourself, always know Victoria, who she is, that's going to take you to, a long way. And that's going to take you, you're going to be a great success. So, Victoria, thanks for those moments, and always keep me on my toes with, asking questions of the faith, and you're going to do well. God bless. All right, next up, we had another volleyball, one of our PCL champs, Leah O'Brien. And again, I want to say again, outside of it's not just all about volleyball. Certainly a team player, an easy person to get along with. So just a sweetheart. Would work hard, in the classroom. I know with Thon, I didn't know you did a lot with that. And again, that just shows why you guys won PCL championships. You had great teammates. It wasn't a one-person show. It wasn't, like, look at me. And I never saw you guys like that on the court. And I know your coach would be proud of you, and know that we are as well. And again, just having that same, I know you have a great group of friends, that giving heart, and being that team player, whether in school, on the court or off the court. You're going to do awesome. And I forget where you're going. I know you're going somewhere to play, but you're going to do great in that. So Leah, it's really blessed to get to know you. Really, this year you've really grown the leadership, especially through Thon. I know that's a lot of hard work, so I give you a lot of credit for that. But thanks for being a good example and a good teammate, and continue to be that as in the future. Next time we got Dante Palermo. Dante and I go way back to our years of St. Annie's, and solid CYO basketball player. Definitely does it. Just that classic Italian. You know where you stand with Dante. Dante is no sugarcoating. He's going to tell you what you think, whether you want to hear it or not, and that's just something like what kind of man he is, and definitely always mans up. Definitely will not back down on anything. He's tough, strong in many ways, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually. With with all you've been through, and with family, with your friends, with Luke, by his just by his side, by your friend's side. I give you a lot of credit, and just, I remember you went up to speak. A lot of people were scared, with Luke's service to speak. You went up there, weren't afraid to say what you wanted to say about your friend Luke, and he's watching over you. He's watching down, and another, you've been through a lot. So I give you so much credit. I really proud of you, and I just don't lose just all that heart and that toughness, and those family and friends. I know they're so close to you, and you continue to make Mom and Luke proud. All right, we love you, and thankful for you, Dante, for all you've done. Next up, we got Shane Palante. Shane, I really got to know on our Harlan, Kentucky trip, and I think you didn't get stung by 10 bees like Kyle did, but you got stung by. We all got. I didn't get stung, but most of us got stung when in our little hike to the falls. But no, I'm just really proud. I think that's one of the things about the Kentucky trip, the service trip, is you really get to know more people, and get you out of your comfort zone. You're in the middle of nowhere. There's no Wi-Fi. There's not much to do, and I just watched Shane just really meet new people. Really did everything we asked, and just just did what he had to do, and no questions about it. And I appreciate that, and I'm sure that carried through in school. I saw you in the hallway again. I never got a chance to teach it, but you had that servant mentality. I know helping with CSC, some of the things. So continue to give, continue to serve others. That'll teach you about yourself, and it's in giving that you receive. So, Shane, I'm really happy you went on Harlan. That's where I got to know you, and I know you're going to do great things and keep up that service and that giving, in college and beyond. And last up, we're going to go back to Coach Father and his new stash. We got Evan Palermo. And Evan, again, another Annie's kid who I'm happy transferred here, and just really, again, watched your growth and leadership. You were a huge part of our first ever Marple Kairos with our public school, high school thing. And thank God we got all that stuff in before this pandemic came in. But you're part of history. You helped put that together, working with some of our other leaders and working with the public school kids. You helped get the kids to sign up. I will never forget that, and it's a big part of building our ministry to another level. And again, I just know your dedication to the ministry and beyond that. And I hope that you see in yourself the leadership that we see in you. Again, that was the big thing, trying to build your confidence and leadership in yourself. You definitely have it. I know your Uncle Steve will be proud. He's a priest, and I'm sure you might, hopefully he'll be watching. But keep up the good work in college, and know that you are a leader. And again, thanks for all you did for the Marple Kairos.
Next up, we have Ryan Park, another proud member of our 7th period theology class. I felt bad. Again, I get names confused for really no reason at all. I used to always get you confused with Mr. Hoffman in our 7th class, mainly because you guys sat right next to each other. But, after a month or two, it was clear that you weren't the same person, but a tremendous student, very dedicated. I don't think you are necessarily quiet, but I think your voice was quieted because of that raucous 7th period class. You were kind of in the back where you minded your own business and let everybody else, kind of take over the class. But a tremendous student. Really enjoyed having you in class, and I wish you, all the best, in your future endeavors. I'm sorry if I ever got you confused with Mr. Hoffman, but, you were a great, member of our 7th period class, and, I know you'll be a tremendous success at whatever you do. So to Ryan, thank you very much for all that you've done. All the best.
Next up, we have our well-known, probably the most Canadian person in this class, Mateo Pasquale. I think French Canadian, if I'm certain. Certainly a hockey player. If you're Canadian, you better play hockey. So I know Mateo played hockey. We were at that great Bishop Shanahan game when you guys beat them, in overtime. I'll always love watching that. So that was a great game, and proud of you for that. The ultimate Frisbee player. But again, this year you did a lot, man. You really stepped up, helping out with student council, CSC, the videos. You're just very creative. I know with the videos technology, that office video you guys did, that was incredible. I know you're sure behind some of the videos that were made for the teachers and stuff like that. So Mateo, I just really proud of just all that you did for the class this year, and really watched you just really step up and just did great. Just had a lot of great ideas, and you did them. Sometimes people have like all these, let's do this video or let's do this, and no one does it. You and a couple others did it, and that just goes to show, again, your class continues to, every class continues to get better. Honest to God, even, I was like, Carol 50 and all that stuff. 51, 52, you guys keep bringing it to another level. So it's people like you that did that because you followed through with what you said. And I know you're going to do great in college, but we're appreciative of all the time you sacrificed for Carol and and NHS and hockey, whatever you did. So you did a lot of stuff. So thanks, Mateo, for staying with it and following through with the things you said you're going to do. All right, next up, Jabari Perryman. And Jabari, I really got to know Jabari through Kairos. Again, very proud that we got a great number of people going on Kairos this year with this class. And you really embraced it. You really, people, really spoke in some of the public moments when we had to talk. I don't want to give anything away. And I think you were just a key part of, I think it was K100 or K101. One of those, you really spoke up in some of those big moments when a lot of people don't want to. And that just shows that you're not afraid to speak, not afraid to say your mind from the heart, and said, just to your classmates what needed to be said. And I think it really built the bond, not just with Kairos, but with your senior class, with some of the things that happened on the Kairos retreat. And I know even in the cafeteria and just saying hello, seeing you there, you always were kidding around, joking, having a good time, and just that positive and just sense of humor. We need that. And so continue to speak up and speak out. And to build to continue to build bonds with your classmates and your family and friends, because we need people like you to do that, not to be afraid to say that. So, Jabari, thank you for doing that on Kairos and beyond Kairos, and we're praying for you. I'm sure you're going to do well in whatever your future is.
Next up, we have Miss Naomi Peterkin. So I'm going to say another proud member of our 7th period class, but this is really a strong, almost everybody in here is from our 7th period, but again, Naomi, a tremendous student, very kind, always smiling, always very positive. Again, probably not necessarily a quiet person, but again, in the wave of that class, as Father Spez knows a lot of those personalities, it's easy to kind of get lost in the shuffle. But you always made sure that you stood out. Your grades were, obviously very good. Dedicated student. I know you'll be tremendously successful whatever you do going forward, and I'm just very happy that I got to teach you this year. So to Naomi, wish you all the best. Godspeed. And next up, we have rounding out these
are our TV crew members, so don't think we forgot about you.
Yes, Samantha Matolo. I believe I said that right?
Something like that, yeah.
I say that because I ended up calling you Motorola a couple of times, which I shouldn't have done because as a proud Italian, people mispronounce my name all the time. I know how, as an Italian, I'm guessing Matolo is Italian.
Caveman, right? You're the caveman, right?
I'm the caveman. Matolo probably means great thinker or something like that. But Sam was part of another member of the Vibe Check crew at the beginning, at the front of the class. Somebody that was always asking questions, very pro Harambe. I can remember that. But just somebody that was very, very, very nice. Didn't have a mean thing to say about anybody. But also a great, contributor to our class. And I know you'll be very successful at whatever you do. And I just ask you to keep that outgoing personality as much as you can. So to Sam, I wish you all the best. And lastly, but not least, we have Tori O'Donnell, another Vibe Check member, which probably makes it, perfect to round out that last
Absolutely.
segment. I know very involved in the shows, but somebody that's always very, positive and wants to literally, if there's somebody making sure that everybody was, positive or had positive vibes or whatever that means, it was definitely you. You always wanted to make sure everybody was okay and, feeling good about themselves. I think that's a great trait to have because not everybody does that. So I thank you, for keeping our class positive, Tori, and I know you'll be very successful whatever you do. God bless.
And that's all we got with our 5A. Again, it's a strong group of people there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the field day thing, but again, just a lot of really you guys are a good group, just a solid group of kids. So thanks for tuning in again. We got 2 more to go. So and enjoy your billboard. I know everyone got the billboard now, so look for yourself. And now I guess you signed the billboard now. So enjoy the billboard. All right. God bless you.